at-home learning. We are going to be talking about our writing in this assignment. So this is going to be your writing assignment. And it is going to be a book, which is something that you have been doing in class with me every day. And it's going to be talking about learning. When you're doing this, you're going to be listening to your words as you're saying them for your sentences, and then writing down the words that you hear. So for this assignment, you're going to need 3 sheets of paper. Parents, we use blank sheets of paper for the writing. You're more than welcome to use lined if you want, but at this time we don't want to, a lot of them write a little bit bigger and the lines is not quite where they're at. So this is their free writing. I use 3 sheets of paper. I'm going to use the full-size paper, and I'm going to staple at the top, in the middle, and then at the bottom, so that they will have their book. They are used to, in the classroom, I actually cut it in half, and then I stapled here and here too, and then they would have a half sheet of paper. But for this assignment, I'm going to go ahead and use the full sheet. You're more than welcome to use white sheets of paper. You can use construction paper. It is up to you. They will also need something to write with, whether it's a pen or a pencil, a marker. I prefer having them use a pencil, but again, it's whatever that you have available. And then also I will be using crayons, and then they are more than welcome to use, again, markers if they want to. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to switch so that you'll be able to see what I'm doing. All right. So for this, again, I have the 3 sheets of paper. I do not have a stapler with me at this moment, so just pretend that I put a staple here, here, and here. Now, boys and girls, you are used to writing books with me, and remember, we always have a cover for our books. We have 2 choices for your books this week, which is either weather or pets, and Miss Jackson's going to choose to write about her pet. If you remember, I have 3 wonderful dachshunds at home, but I'm going to talk about particularly is my long-haired black dachshund, and his name is Chewy. So that's the one that I'm going to talk about right now. So I've got to do a title for my book. I can do my pet, or I could put his name, which would be Chewy. I want to go ahead and title it My Pet, but again, it is your choice. It is your book. It is, so you get to choose. So on here, when we do our title, the words in our title need to be capital letters for the beginning of them, since they're in a title. So my is M-Y, it's a sight word, so I'm going to do a capital M and a lowercase y. I have a space, and it's going to be my pet, so I'm going to do a capital P, a lowercase e, and a lowercase t. My pet. There's no periods or anything. This is my title. And again, out of my words, both are uppercase letters because they're the words that are in my title. We also, when we do our books, we always put our date. And so today's date is April 27th, 2020. So when we do this, we always put, they're able to write the month out, but I've taught them to do the short version. So since this is the 4th month of the year, we are going to put a 4 for April, dash. It's the 27th day, so we're going to put 27, dash, and then it's the year 2020, so we're going to put 2020. You always have to let people know who the author of the book is, and you are going to be both the author and the illustrator in this book. So we're going to put who it's by. It's by, B-Y, and then you're going to put your name. Since Miss Jackson is giving you an example, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put a capital M for Mrs. Jackson, capital J. When we write our name, we always use the first letter is a capital. So there we have it. you will be able to, we're going to go to the next page, you'll be able to turn your pages over and they would look like this. You're able to write on both sets of the pages. For my example right now, I'm just going to do one example and I'm going to just using one page. So I have to think of a sentence that I want to write about. So I want to write about my dog Chewy, and I want to put, I love my dog. So I'm going to go ahead and recount the words so I know how many words that I have in my sentence. I love my dog. I have 4 words. So I'm going to write my words at the bottom of the page. You're more than welcome to write your words up here, wherever that you want to write your words, and then do your illustrations. But for Miss Jackson, I like to have my sentence down at the bottom. So again, it was I love my dog. So the first word is I. And since it's the beginning of my sentence, what do we do at the beginning of a sentence, boys and girls? You're right, we do a capital. So I'm going to do, and since I is just one letter, it's a capital I. I'm going to have a space. The next word is love. I love, so space. And now love. What do you hear when you say love? Good job. It's an L, but I'm going to use a lowercase l because we're now into the words that are into our sentence. Love. What do you hear? I hear a V. I love space. And then mine was what I did on front, and that's a sight word, so I can do a quick on that. I can do a lowercase m and a lowercase y. I love my dog. Make sure I have a space. Dog. What do you hear? Og. D. I hear a D. D. Og. D. Og. What do you hear? You're right, it's an O. Dog. G. What's that last letter do you hear? G. You're right, A-G. I love my dog. We always have to put punctuations at the end of our sentence. We can put a period, but since Miss Jackson is very, very excited about this, I'm going to go ahead and do a cap, an exclamation point. I love my dog. And the next thing I have to do is I need to work on my drawing. So remember, girls and boys and girls, that we use shapes and lines to make it. So since this is about my dachshund, I'm going to do a long oval for my dog. And it's going to have some lines for the neck, a smaller oval for his head. I'm going to do him a big floppy ear, a little bitty eyes, and a little bitty mouth. I'm going to do a line for the tail, but when I do this, I'm going to make it kind of squiggly. And then he's got 4 short legs, so I'm just going to do some lines for the legs, and that is my dog. Now, one thing that I want you to do with yours, and I would like you to label your illustrations. So I know I said I love my dog, but I didn't put his name. So his name is Chewy. Chewy. Since I know how to spell his name, but when you're doing your name, you want to sound it out. So his name is Chewy. That's a CH sound. Chewy. Chewy. I'm going to draw a little arrow down, and that's going to show Chewy's. Now I want to go ahead and label some of his body parts. So this is his tail. What do you hear when you say tail? T, t, t. I hear a T. T, L, L. What do you hear? T, L. T, T, L. I hear an A. T, L. Oh, and I hear an L. So I'm going to go ahead and draw an arrow for it. And then I want to do his leg. L, L. I hear an L. Leg. E, E. I hear an E. Leg. G. Leg. So so I can draw an arrow to his leg. And then also you can sit there and add anything else. You could add grass out there. I want to go ahead because I talked about love. I want to draw a little heart to show that I love my dog. I want to see you can draw as much as you want to do your illustration on your pet. So again, let's talk about what your assignment is going to be. So parents, I need a 3-page book. So again, you can get 3 blank sheets of paper. You're going to staple them together. You can either do a video of them reading their book afterwards, or you could just take pictures of the different pages and send them to me so that I can assess how they're doing on their writing. So let's talk about it. Again, it's going to be a book. So they have the choice of making a book that talks about the weather. So in this, if they choose to do this, here are some different types of weather words: sunny, rainy, windy, cold, cloudy. I would like them to write a sentence. An example here was, I see a sunny day, and then they can draw a picture of it. Again, their book can be about the weather, or they can also choose to write a book. So it's make a book about a pet that you would like to have. So again, it can be a pet that you have, or it can be a pet that you want. And then I want you to write sentences, and then label and then do your illustrations, draw your pictures, and go ahead and label them. But parents, when they're writing their words, when it gets to the harder words, I only want them to write the letters that they hear. If they don't know how to spell the word, just have them sound it out. For example, this is cat, cat, gerbil, snake. So those are just examples of the sounds that they would hear when they say those words, and I'm only looking for them to write the letters that they hear. And make sure that they're using capitalization, types of punctuations. I look forward to seeing either your videos or your pictures that you send to me. I'm going to be very excited to see them. So I hope that you have a fun time writing your books, and I will see you. I look forward to seeing all of your work. Bye.